Hello and welcome to Fork in Politics. I'm Calvin Chapman, your host. Today we're going to be looking at the issue of Labour candidates and Labour councillors. My Labour opponent suggested to me at one point during the election that the reason people don't like UKIP is because there are a large number of odious people within the party. I think it's very unfortunate that the media has towed the line with the party policy that called anybody in UKIP a racist, xenophobic, make us out to be fruitcakes and loonies, as the Conservatives put it, and people won't actually listen to what we've got to say. So today I'm going to look at why I think anybody in the Labour Party making comments about UKIP is people in glass houses throwing stones. Now obviously UKIP, the same as any other major party, is going to have a number of unfortunate people as members. So the first person we need to look at when we're looking at the history of UKIP is this chap, David Sylvester. There was substantial flooding over the winter of 2013 and 14, and this gentleman, on behalf of the party almost, stated categorically that the reason there was flooding was because his God was pretty angry that the UK had made the laws in regards to marriage equal, and gay people, bisexual people, transgendered people could all get married. He said that his God was very angry about it and caused all the flooding. Needless to say, he was booted out of the party and lost his seat at the next election. Then the next person we need to look at is this chappie who is Lynton Yates. During the May 2015 election campaign, he put out a leaflet. Unfortunately, he had failed to follow policy and hadn't had his leaflet read by more senior people in the party, and his leaflet stated that, in his opinion, disabled people that are on benefits should be banned from driving. I have no idea why he said that, and the man was a lunatic. Needless to say, he wasn't elected. Then there is the genuine horror show that upset almost everybody I spoke to during the election. It's this chap. He was recorded by the Daily Mirror at an event, and I cannot understand why anybody would do this, but the man started ripping into his Conservative opponent. He was extremely racist. He said that he had more of a right because his family had been in the UK longer than his Conservative opponent's family had. You know, his Conservative opponent had been born in the UK and had a long history in the UK, so this bloke, it really did cause significant harm to the party, and it caused significant embarrassment for UKIP candidates throughout the UK. He was immediately kicked out of the party, and thankfully he wasn't elected, and it's the only time I will ever say it, but I was absolutely delighted that his Tory opponent was elected in the election. And we can't discuss UKIP and the 2015 election without mentioning this gentleman. He had an event, and at the event he offered members of the public sausage rolls. So, needless to say, the Labour Party brought in the police and havoc ensued. Needless to say, the police laughed and said that they were not going to pursue the matter. But, you know, I'm being open on all of it here. The one thing that we found during the May 2015 election was Labour activists, union activists and Labour candidates stating and suggesting that anybody in UKIP was a racist, an out-and-out racist and a xenophobe. So I'd just like to take the Labour Party through a little bit of a history of their party. So the first person we need to look at is this lady. She's called Maureen Stowe. She was elected as a BNP candidate and she defected to Labour. She remained a Labour candidate until she passed away. She passed away in May 2012. But the story stands as it is. It's a BNP candidate who became a Labour member. The next one, which I think is probably one of the most important, is Trevor Maxfield. This man used to run a BNP branch. He was deeply into the BNP, so he became a Labour councillor, and so enamoured were the Labour Party with their BNP candidate that they actually made him the mayor of his town. And I would recommend that you go look at the links down in the description for further discussions about him. The next one is an odious man called Robert Fraser. He's a county councillor who suggested that all Romanians would stick the knife in as soon as look at somebody, and the Romanians made the Irish look like amateurs, and the Labour Party was so horrified at this out and out racism that they sent him on a course and nothing more was said. The next one I find particularly distressing. This lady is in a BNP video. She isn't in the same frame as Nick Griffin, but she's in the same video as Nick Griffin. She is also featuring in a photograph that's still on the BNP's website, and so disgusted with this BNP member that the Labour Party put her up as a councillor, and she was elected in May 2015 as a Labour councillor. She currently sits as the councillor for the Thurncourt ward on Leicester City Council. And the final one I want to discuss in regards to the BNP is this lady, Margaret Burke. She was elected as a councillor in 2014 for Milton Keynes. This lady with her now ex-husband used to run a Nazi group. So disgusted were the Conservative Party that an actual Nazi was being elected by the Labour Party as a council candidate that they wrote to Harriet Harman about it in 2014. So horrified was Harriet Harman with the knowledge that a BNP candidate was standing as a Labour candidate that she did nothing. This lady was elected. Obviously, I've got to be very clear on this. UKIP does have a policy in regards to the BNP. It's a very simple and very straightforward policy. No BNP members may join UKIP, none. And it's an absolute, it is an enforceable rule, and it is enforced regularly. The Labour Party, who like to call us racist, don't have this policy, and they would even put BNP members up as a mayor of a city. And I think it's rank hypocrisy.